We're always trying to increase student awareness and parent awareness as it relates to communicable diseases, particularly meningitis.
Renewed health concerns on college campuses this week. That's after a 21-year-old UW Madison student died from bacterial meningitis. Good evening and thanks for joining us. Other UW campuses say with so many students living in close proximity, there's always a high risk of contracting the potentially deadly disease. Fox 11's Kelly Schlicht was at UW Oshkosh today and has more on how people are trying to protect themselves.
Most college students hear about meningitis, the potentially fatal disease that causes inflammation of brain and spinal cord tissue.
From what I hear, I think it's very contagious in a big dorm.
But fear of contracting what can be a life-threatening infection has increased since a fatal case in the state. UW Madison senior Henry McAmmon slipped into a coma last week after a bacterial meningitis diagnosis. The 21-year-old, whose family says had been vaccinated, was declared brain dead on Wednesday.
Vaccination is your best prevention for meningitis, especially when you complete the whole series. However, there are some strains of meningitis that are not in the vaccine.
UW Oshkosh officials say many of their students are vaccinated, and they haven't had any severe cases of meningitis lately.
I think we had a viral case probably about 4 or 5 years ago, which is very different than the case that Madison had.
Petra Roeder is the Vice Chancellor of Student Affairs at UW Oshkosh. She says students living in all residence halls in Wisconsin must report whether they've had a meningitis vaccine.
We're one of the few states that doesn't have that mandatory kind of registry.
Here on the UW Oshkosh campus, many students we spoke with say they have been educated about the dangers of meningitis.
I thought it was important just because I didn't want to get contagious and get sick like that.
But not all opted to get the shot.
I don't think it was an absolute requirement like an ACT score.
UW Oshkosh officials say a limited number of vaccines are available through student health services. Students need to make appointments in advance and pay a fee. In Oshkosh, Kelly Schlicht, Fox 11 News.
Now, there was also a bacterial meningitis fatality in the Los Angeles area recently. The CDC says about 4,000 cases of meningitis happen each year nationwide. On average, 500 of those patients die from their infections.